Hello, yes, this is Sam, your best contractor, and if you're watching this is your first time watching me, then know that you just met the right person for your construction services. So yeah, today I'm on another site. We have a massive project that is coming very soon. But again, I wanted to talk about the cost of construction. I've seen a lot of people on the internet arguing about the cost. Why build a house? Why say 4 bedroom can cost 5 million? Another one say 10 million. Another one will say 15 million. The cost can vary so much, and there are many factors that, if you start looking at them, then you realize how the cost vary. And these are the factors that sometimes many clients don't know. Number one is the location. If you consider the location of a house, if you are doing a 4 bedroom house in a town, automatically that cost will be high. If you're doing it in the rural area, that cost will never be that much high, because most of the construction materials in town are very high in terms of price, especially the building blocks. In rural areas they are cheap. In town they're quite expensive, and even the transportation cost. So location matters a much in construction. Another one is the size of the house, the plinth area. Yeah, you realize that your neighbor's house might be quite big. It's a 4 bedroom, yes, but it's quite big compared to your house. And that's why you get that he might have used much in terms of building as compared to yours. And even another factor maybe you consider is the design. Yes, what do I mean by the design of the house? It can be a very simple structure. On the other side, it can be a very simple structure with a flat roof, and maybe another person have done a very simple structure with a pitch roof. So see, the difference with those type of roof matters a lot, and that can bring about that cost to either increase or maybe decrease a bit. Another thing which I want to talk about is the statutory fees. So many people don't think that they are required. If you're building in a town, let's say you're building a bungalow or a mansionette or a villa in town, the statutory fees, you can't avoid them. Your house, you will receive. Oh, sorry. Yes, the statutory fees are mandatory in town. Yeah, the initial cost of approvals that are required after getting your architectural drawing, that is mandatory. Structural drawing, that is mandatory. These are the things that you can't avoid in town. Once you get them from your architect, from your engineer, then you must take them to the county government to get them approved. And that is the place you will pay. So statutory fees are mandatory in town as compared to rural area where you might not require the statutory fees. And that is why sometimes you get that if the building was to cost that much, then that initial fee adds to the final cost of the building. Another factor you consider is the market price of materials. I will say in town, things like cement, steel, timber are quite cheap in town, yes? Because there are many hardwares, there are many factories in town as compared to rural areas. Because like the other time I was doing a building in Mombasa town, and another one in Kisumu, in a rural area. I realized that the cost of cement is quite expensive in the rural area, and even steel, because there are no companies that are manufacturing cement there, that are manufacturing steel there. So all the materials, even the hardware that are selling them, they get them from town, and they will charge you quite expensive because the cost of transportation to those other rural places. So yeah, another thing maybe I will say is So I've talked about the location, I've talked about the cost of the labor. Yes, I wanted to talk about the labor cost. In rural area, the amount of money we pay skilled workers, yes, the amount of money we pay skilled workers and the amount of money we pay unskilled workers, they are not that expensive as compared to the amount of how we pay them in town. In town we pay them quite much, not that much, but quite much as compared to rural area. So I've talked about at least 5 factors you can look at. Look at the location, look at the market price, look at the statutory fees that is required, the initial statutory fees, and look at the design of the house, yes, and even the plinth area of the house. So those 5 factors are key in the cost. That's why you realize that your cost might be high, and then your cost might be low. So yes, so in the next time you're considering doing a house, put those in mind so that you don't see your contractor as someone who wants to someone who wants just to take from you, or just someone who wants to